meditation. The most important factor in any metaphysical exercise is the release of belief systems, boundaries, and fears. All limitations are self-imposed. All limitations are self-imposed.
Coveting lust, deception, envy, thy gluttonous labor with pride and fear, piacular eyeballs looking through binocular at a flock of horny pink flamingo. Tongue weight is losing like a grasping kitty, licking phony, bony pig hogs, the wrath of a divine when the vanity mirror ate a raisin and melted in the microwave. That a greedy sloth garnished with a pancake.
Life after 30 is not worth living.
Well, I'm 42. That's no big secret, so I've had a couple years to figure some of this out. I would have to say life over 30 is not worth living contingently. If you're not financially prepared. Would anybody else agree with that?
Or repaired.
Repaired, if you're not financially
I'm with you
repaired.
on both those points.
I think if your vocabulary is not in order, too. But if you don't have any financial wherewithal by the time you're in your mid-30s, heading towards 40, you got problems. I mean, face it, if your savings, life savings is a Crown Royal bag full of change, you got problems. Am I right, gentlemen?
You are correct, sir.
You're going to retire and do laundry.
I'm just getting sadder and sadder now. You're describing my life point by point. I thought I had a lot to live for, slowly but surely.
It's an old JB bottle, too, so that's...
It's one of those airport bottle bags. It's like that big, full of change.
But you don't think money's the biggest angst for people that are over 30? One of the biggest angst things?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly for people over 30. And under, too. I remember being like 7 years old, and I was just financially troubled. My books were in disarray. I was running out of red crayons.
Well, you're just anal. That's what that is.
I don't know what that means, but I'm not.
I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I think life over 30% tax bracket's not worth living. But that's really an accounting problem.
Melissa, what's your sense?
Thank you.
I feel like we've all just been scolded.
I know. Yeah. No, I think it's really an issue for women, life over 30. I'm going to cry. Because we're getting these images of just worthlessness. Once we've had the baby, then that's all we're needed for, and we're gone. And I've bought every cream and salve on the market, and I'm not even 30 yet. And I think that's a sad, sad state we're in.
So what's your point?
My point is we're being told that life isn't worth living.
But told by whom?
By men.
By men, just by
like
men,
you.
by
She's saying we set their worth.
Point fingers.
buying into the culture. Can't you just reject the
You can't
enculturation
reject the
that
culture you live in.
you can?
How?
Why can't you reject the concept?
The
that-
Unabomber, okay?
That's true. We could live like him.
Why can't you reject aspects of a culture in which you totally disagree? Why do you have to?
Because you live in that culture.
She's just a girl.
I'm just a...
Can you take that out? Can you take that out?
I think life after 40 is fantastic. It didn't even start for me. Hold on, I got a call coming in. No, it's a great thing. You do have to have some dough, but you don't necessarily have to have it either. I think it's all attitudinal, and what Tom is asking you is correct. If you're mentally prepared to live the life that you're presented with in terms of your own self, then you can have a great time, I think. I find women very attractive who know what they're up to and know what they want in life and are funny or insecure.
You're very attracted to me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, but women who are 35, many of them are much more attractive than women who are 25 because they know what they're doing.
Who was the eldest of the Golden Girls?
The eldest of the Golden Girls?
The really old one?
But seriously,
I am serious.
it's true though, isn't it? Don't you find that true? You don't have to go with these images. A lot of times if you play against them, you're better off.
it's different days, different emotions. Some days I enjoy being over 30, and I'm looking forward to being even older because certain pressures will be relieved as you get older. I think you care less about how you...
What pressures?
Well, physical appearance, a paunch, loss of hair, any number of things that you worry
Next
about.
to this guy for?
I think that was a
next
dig,
to the
man.
naysayer.
So really, it sounds like violent mood swings or kind of what swings.
Oh, well,
I always love when fat and bald are two. You know, the old, fat, and bald. It's the great triumvirate. It always goes together. Has to be.
Kevin's slowly turning into the lawgiver from Planet of the Apes.
I always heard stupid, stinky, and bald. Those were the three. I always
Stupid,
heard.
slinky, and bald.
Stupid,
Yeah.
stinky, and bald. Those are the three growing.
But I feel guilty about that. I think that's foolish to care how you appear. But then I'll see a young buck in a magazine in which I looked like that fellow, and thinking it's only going to get worse, these emotions, because I'm going to get double-chinned, and I'm going to be annoyed that even matters to me.
But he's got a point. He's got a point about appearance because, I mean, you're tall, and you'd agree, to me, life over 6'4" isn't worth it if you don't have a good tailor, right?
Sure.
This guy's looking at young bucks in magazines.
Life after 30 is definitely worth living. I'm not 40 yet. I hope life after 40 is significantly better than it's been through my 30s. I think that you are in a quandary if you buy into getting your cultural orders from television.
We have a much more of an edge than women do, you know.
But when I get out of the shower and I see myself in the mirror, and I have floor-to-ceiling mirrors in every room in my house. It bums me out so bad when I see me naked because I'm just.
Now, really, why? What truly why?
Because I'm just this collection of circular shapes. Oddly assembled circle. I look like Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet. Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I think what it is it all ties into this thing that I love. I'm 31, and my 30 and 31 have been the best years of my life. I hated my 20s. My 20s are the worst collection of years, the worst decade of my goddamn life.
Well, that's this tyranny of the photogenic.
Plastic
we live under this regime of these 25-year-olds with washboard abs.
It's a youth culture more than a
Part of that is,
recreational.
that's exactly, it's youth culture, and the fact that we're over 30, we're much more cognizant of that because we're not the youth culture anymore.
Hey, Kevin?
I mean, right there. I mean, Kevin, you're what? What are you? Kevin, what are you? 48, 50? How old are you?
Yeah, 45.
45, okay. You get really aware of that. They are young, muscle-bound hunks, and,
But so what? I mean, you don't have to buy into any of it. You could just, I think in your 30s and your 40s, the key is just self-acceptance.
38, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Makeup.
You'd think 22, but
I'm 37, Dave. Punch me in the neck as hard as you can. Go ahead.
All right, I will.
Go ahead.
I can't. These guys are
buddy.
holding me back.
It's that arrogance now of Pete Townsend, who wrote "I Hope I Die Before I Get Old," and now he has a 3-string comb over, and he's still playing Pinball Wizard with an acoustic guitar. It's like you made your bed, lie in it. Yeah, you made your bed, lie in it. I think you should just like Van Morrison, just grow old gracefully.
The old hippie saying, don't trust anybody over 30. Those people are now saying these punks that are 35. They
Yeah,
don't know
but
what
the
they're talking
hippies
about,
ruined the culture.
Well, I'm not saying I'm pro-hippie. I'm saying the thing, you grow into it.
Not
You
the
have
hippies,
this,
the baby
you have this image, and that changes. It evolves. If it doesn't, it'd be pretty sad. If I thought the same way today that I thought when I was 17, man, we'd all be in trouble. We'd be, come on, let's get hammered and fight somebody.
I still think the exact same way as I did when I'm 17.
Really?
Yeah.
But isn't it about self-acceptance? I mean, after 30, to me it is. To me, I actually will tell my wife. I mean, I'm 37. In the past, it's taken like till the past couple of years for me to just admit to myself, look, I'm a big guy. I talk loud. This is stuff that I do. That's just me. And sorry, that's just the way it is. And it's been refreshing.
I'm that way.
But I think
I'm short, I'm Weasley, and I steal.
And that's just the way it is.
With self-acceptance comes hand in hand with that is the realization. Once you start hitting self-acceptance and going with that, and then you start realizing your own mortality. Don't you think? Because now that you're accepting things, this is the way I am and the way things are, now I think mortality that starts to creep in there too, that I'm not going to live forever, this is the way I am. And mortality scares me. I don't know about you, but I'm 40, and it seems like now that I'm getting my shit together, my prostrate's going to go.
You get more and more conscious of yourself and what matters, and so life gets a little more layered and better.
With the aging of the baby boom generation, like suddenly Baldness cures are over the counter. Men have been going bald since the beginning of time, and it wasn't until the baby boomers started losing their hair. We've got to cure this!
Physical decline. Yeah, I don't know about you guys. That's a big thing with me now. I've smoked a long time. Now all of a sudden, and there again with mortality, smoking starting to, I feel like that's catching up with me. I got,
You look bad.
I look bad. Well, I look bad. No, but you know what it's like at 40? You know, it's like you talked about earlier about just coming into your own. You know, I feel like now that I'm just hitting my stride has a limp from bursitis or something, you know? So, yeah, definitely, man, my health.
You can age a lot more gracefully and have a great time doing it if you'll stick with your group.
It used to be you couldn't trust anyone over 30. And then, popular culture...
Now you can't give a bank loan to anyone over 30.
So, but the whole notion is that, if you hit 30, then you join a different world. Is that not something that people who are under 30 believe?
This is an arithmetic theory, a digressive arithmetic theory, that 0 to 10 is cool, 10 to 20 is difficult, teen suicide, etc. Okay, I mean, things happen in those times. Then it goes to 5s. Listen closely, 20 to 25, would it be cool or not cool? Cool, right? Because, hey, you're out of college or you didn't go to college, whatever. 25 to 30, ouch, hurts, right? Like your girlfriend, right? 30 to 32 and a half, see how this is going? 10, 5, 2 and a half, is a very, whether it be good or bad time. Good time, just like your girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
I think my theory speaks for itself.
People feel bad when they hit 30 or 40, and then 50 is a bad one. That's just because those are gongs going off that you realize the ride only lasts so long.
Do you ever get bummed out when you find out what other people have done at those marks in your life?
It's always bad.
Mozart, 4 years old, he writes I should have done that at 4.
Yeah. Alexander the Great conquered the world.
Do you ever
at
do
12.
that though? Yeah.
What are the gradations of achievement that you as men are expected to achieve?
You have to lose your virginity by your
expertise,
the end of your teens.
family.
Okay, big deal.
And then it goes into this, you should always earn at least your age.
Earn your age?
Where are all these rules coming from?
What does earn your age mean?
I didn't go to the orientation.
But this is when I was a kid, so it's probably changed with inflation, but like when I was a kid, when you were 30 years old, you should be making at least $30,000 a year. When you're 40, you should be making at least $40,000 a year.
You need a new account.
This is when I was 18. This is in 19.
You're supposed to be able to bench press your weight, too. I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
These are
I
very
can bench press
arbitrary
one.
things.
And I tried that and tore my neck out for 6 months. I don't know about you. I'll say I don't care. Suddenly my sexual organs are more unpredictable than they used to be.
Right.
Hammer time.
I can't rely on them 100% of the time. Occasionally in bed now you make excuses instead of just automatically making love.
I have no money tonight.
Yeah. Well, can you take a check? I'm sure this will clear.
Do you guys have
The starting
feel
of the
pressure to
limping.
procreate? We're here with male chat.
Is she coming on to me?
I felt...
But I think that's why we try to procreate as often as we can, because we do have that pressure.
You what? Say that again?
Don't you think? I mean, that's why we are constantly trying to procreate.
I'm just looking for a fight.
I mean, we're in a circle. We're halfway there now, guys.
Procreation as some hunger to pass on the torch and that,
No,
that
but
thing.
I'll
I have
toss a
4
load at
kids,
any
and I,
given
you know,
moment.
I have never felt anything like that.
I wanted to show you guys this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gonna do a bit. No, just look at what we're up against. I just want to say,
I wish I was up against her.
do you want me? Do you want me to explain
Look
what
at the
this means?
symbolism of
It
that
doesn't need
photo.
any
Smothering the phallic hot dog.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. But this is like you.
Why didn't they have her eating 3 bananas?
We are bombarded with this issue, this particular issue of Rolling Stone.
They literally throw it at you.
Over and over again on my doorstep. No, it's.
Open up the page.
There's no centerfold. I'm sorry.
But is it as, but we are bombarded
What do you
with
want me
it
to
too.
find a man from here? Come on, look, there's nothing. That it is a gender issue in aging that we can't escape. Generally, as women, I think we're conditioned to look to men, be attracted to men who are smart, whereas men are conditioned to be attracted to women who are screwable.
Yes.
If you were to just say, switch to another culture in your head.
I mean, I have read articles that have said breasts are out, breasts are in. You know,
that's moronic. Why do you
how would you
subscribe
feel
to it?
if you read something that said testicles are out?
Look, I do subscribe to it. It's the male ideal to have a wash. Look, I don't subscribe to it. It's the male ideal to have a
You guys
washboard
are very
stomach. I'm not going to have one. I'm not going to have one.
Maybe this is easier said than done, but I think as long as women keep buying into that culture of beauty,
Well, as
it's
long
going
as
to
you keep selling it to us, we're going to buy into it because we just want you to like us.
I've never seen a woman with a gun to her head getting fake breasts. Put them in.
I personally think cosmopolitan.
Why shouldn't Father Time begin the discussion on decay? Hey, old bald guy, let me tell you something about decay. Oh, shit, my back's killing me. I just find, you know, it is weird. Things do happen to you. You do have to just accept them. I always had perfect vision. You know, there was a guy in the car who could read the traffic sign before anybody else could see it, could, you know, read up close. And then 40, just like it says in it, just like in the manual. Really, it's weird. It's like having owning an Explorer. The manual says 44 to 45, 46, eyesight. Cornea dries up. Can't focus anymore.
Why would the concept life's not worth living over 30 even come up for somebody? And that's the one thing we have when we're young is optimism. You know, we're all optimistic. We all have hope. You can do anything. Never say die. And I think that erodes, I think, as you get older. You know, you get a little more cynical. You've had failures.
That happens. You shrink a little bit. You got to accept the fact that as you hit 70, 80, you're going to drop down, you know, to 5'10" instead of 5'11" or 6. You're going to go 5'9". You know, you're going to get a little more brittle. You can't move this. You can't do that. It's true that, you know, you can't throw the wood like you used to when you were 20. You don't have the heart and the sort of the vascular strength to throw the wood.
What does that mean?
It all starts to fall. But on the other hand, but you have all these other compensatory things that happen to you. You know, you're a little smarter about how you live in the world. You got all other.
The one thing I'm looking forward to in aging is I was told by a doctor that sometimes I get nervous or claustrophobic on an airplane or in certain circumstances, or if I'm looking forward to something or waiting for something, I get sort of a panic attack or an anxiety attack, and the doctor said that dissipates mysteriously as you get older.
If you have hemorrhoids and you have this or that, you don't notice the panic attacks. It all kind of bleeds into each other.
No, I have violent panic. I used to have violent panic attacks. Oh yeah, no, I'm pilled out of my skull right now, and I am.
It only really bothers you if you're getting older, if you are hung up on being young, and if you're not, then that's just you in your time moving along. It's also where the money comes in. If you're poor and you're having a rough time in your life and you get a flat tire and you haven't got a phone, you got to do it yourself. All that aging shit gets to be really a drag. But if you're old enough to sit and you haven't made a little bit of success and you can be an old guy and sit in your car and call up AAA and sit there and read a book with your bifocals and wait for the guy, you know, you pay him 20. Here you go, stud. Boom. Your young buck comes by in his torn T-shirt. You pay him 20. Watch him through the rear view. Nice muscle.
The power you have as a young person is your physical power, magnetism. I mean, sometimes that's what I feel most annoyed with young people, is that I feel, wow, your day is all based around those shorts. You're walking those shorts around today, and everybody is paying you a lot of attention. In fact, you're getting good service in places. You know, people are getting out of your way because of that.
When you're young, you do have you have some power, like the magnetism, like you say. You're in shape. You could maybe pound hell out of somebody if need be. As you get older, that's maybe declining. So you need another form of power, and that dough helps a lot to be able to pay somebody to thump hell out of him if it comes down to it.
It's wrong.
Yeah. Who's to say what's right and what's wrong in this crazy, tipped-up world?
I think life over 30 is horrible if you live with people who are under 30. And, life for fat people is horrible if they live with thin people, And
when you're younger, you have an image of yourself as belonging. And when you're older, you have an image of yourself as being an individual. And I think that that's a more peaceful place to be.
20, 30, 40, 80, 90, whatever. If you're awake and you're thinking or crying or arguing or happy or you're emoting, if you have something inside you, life is worth living, and it's better as you go because you're building on those better experiences.
I would still say with some contingent. I think, as you get older.
Let's go snowboarding after this.
Yeah.
You got it.
I think you just want to. You talked about worth. You have to define what worth is, and you have to find what that worth is and try to have that a part of your life, you know?
You accrue wisdom, and you feel less cagey when you go to buy porn.
You're just not going to be as cool as you get older unless you're going. You have to try so hard. You would eventually give up trying to be, cool and eventually I'm not. You're not going to have a pompadour. I don't have the hair I did, 4 years ago. You have to give up on those kind of things, and then you do enjoy things that
You
are.
shallow bastard. That's the second pompadour remark you made. You've got the best hair of anyone here.
It's funny because it's not even that hellaciously important, but it's just I'm pointing to stupid things that I know I do. At least I'm willing to admit them.
One thing we're forgetting is that by age 35 or 40, we're talking about health. Healthy is just a pre-cancerous condition at this point. That's the way I see it. So.
The real answer is that it's always worth living. Even it doesn't matter what age you are, or what basically the body, whatever those changes are that happen to you. When you're riding down, you're all stuck in traffic, if that's the metaphor. You're all stuck in traffic on a day like 2 days ago. It's still a beautiful day.
You're not being eaten by worms. And if you are, you can do something about it. Hey, get off me, you freaky little worm.
You're looking at it out the window of a Yugo or Rolls Royce, it's still a pretty day. So it really doesn't matter what vehicle you're stuck in at 30, or if you break down, you're in the Dodge Dart again at 80. It's pretty cool to be around. I would squeeze it all out. I wouldn't leave any juice in the bottle. I'd drink the whole thing.
I'm of the opinion that we should pen up the old people. Yeah. Just a big, you don't be cruel, nice place, 60, 70 acres, lush green forest, but a good 12-foot high fence.
Right.
And you put some electricity in it, because they're cagey, they'll test it, the old buggers. Put some juice through it, and take away their teeth so they can't really hurt each other, and then let them do whatever they want in there.
What?
We all done?